The roots of my teaching can be described as a fusion of the adoration of the Divine Mother, consciousness, person, and energy, with the unmanifest emptiness of being, the Shiva aspect. The Kundalini aspect falls under the category of the Divine Mother. It falls within that realm. That's an aspect of the Mother consciousness. In that fusion, you have the entire range of my teaching, which also happens to be the entire range of creation. There is just as much religious and emotional, adorational energy within my teaching as there is detachment and absorption in pure consciousness. They are both present. Which means that they are interpenetrating each other. Devotional adoration and transcendent awareness. One implication of that union between those two seemingly different aspects of reality is that the whole range of spiritual experience, from quietness all the way to the heights of divine ecstasy, are available and present. It's not easy to grasp with the analytical mind what this all means. And that's okay. The understanding of reality, when presented to the intellect, is a very complicated, complex issue, very deep, and full of paradoxical elements. For all of the opposites to be active within a transcendental backdrop is highly paradoxical. So you can only understand so much. The rest has to come through experience. Experiences, a great variety of them. Dealing with the magnification of being and the bliss that is emanated in that magnification, the kind of intoxication and meditation that comes over you as a result of that enlarged beingness. You won't be able to understand what all this talk is about transmission and transmissions until you understand that vast ground of being in terms of both the detached witness aspect and also the energetic arising aspect, the arising of energy in that detached and expanded condition of being. Plus, you must give yourself full surrendered permission to taste all of it, to be taken where it leads, to be initiated in various ways over time, to be drawn into the unique consideration of an awakened state of being, something that the conventional mind can learn about, but which the conventional mind cannot participate in. The conventional intelligence of the ordinary human being will remain a stranger to this territory. It can pick up enough knowledge through reading books and texts to help it arrive at a location where such a teaching is given. And that, of course, is valuable. Perhaps even some technical and very significant aspects of reality can even be gleaned by the understanding, so that you have a set of enlightened concepts. But that doesn't mean that you remain with those concepts. It means that they are simply a springboard into which you then dive and discover that reality without any fear or inhibition. Concepts give the mind a green light that signals an okayness with regards to self-transcendence. Because the conventional reality cannot prepare you for this, you need such a green light. The only green lights the conditioned mind will give you will be in the field of profit-making activity. That's all that it has to offer, which is one aspect of life, not something we want to condemn, but we don't want to drag that into this field of gracious and magnanimous bliss of the self. That has to be encountered with a particular kind of surrendered intelligence. Not a surrendered dumbness, a surrendered intelligence. This is a highly intelligent affair. So you can't get lost in the idea of faith. Faith has nothing to do with this. In fact, it's just the opposite. It's about danger, risk, and loss. But losing all of those attachments comfortably and with great eloquence, so that it becomes a spiritual practice. It has the aesthetics of all that is suggested by a practice. We don't want to say reality comes and steals our individuality. We want to express it more eloquently by saying that we offer through adoration, love, and surrender, the divine context of being. You don't need God to do that either. Being is sufficient as a subject in this context of spiritual surrender. It can be completely iconoclastic, and yet full of the same reverence that we associate with conventional religious realization, the devotion inherent, all of that, the energies that are detected and swum in, the liberation into clarity that are discussed in many of the Buddhist and Hindu texts, the flowing oneness with nature and the cosmos that you read about in the Taoist texts. All of that can be brought into the understanding of real spiritual practice, something that certainly and absolutely transcends what we call religion, what we mean conventionally by the word religion. This is, therefore, as relevant to an atheist or an agnostic as it is to a highly devotional temperament, a highly devotional personality, a religious personality. It's just as important because it has to do with the native happiness of being human. The native happiness that is within intelligence itself, to release itself into the primordial womb of the cosmos. The womb context, womb consciousness, womb being